good thing, but they forget that it was the slaves that made the wealth and the banks and the Vanderbilts and the Rockefellers and the Mellons and the Borg. They wouldn't see the banks today if it wasn't for the slavery. But they seem to want to bring that back. When they talk about, I think the Monroe Doctrine is a good thing. El Salvador folks in Latin America, get on board, because if you don't get on board, we're just going to take it, just like we took it here or took it there. They seem to think they're more powerful than they really are, and they forget that the power lies in the working class.
That's right.
And we can take away our labor like they did in Minneapolis, and they shut down the freight, the metros, the schools. The workers got out there. The city was shut down.
That's
Nothing
right.
happened. And all of a sudden, Trump had a little bit of a conscience. Well, maybe we need to de-escalate. So we know that that's what's going to force them. The politicians ain't going to do nothing.
Right.
Even the Democrats, Jeffries, and he's talking about how we got to be quiet at the State of the Union. You got to be quiet. Why? Because $1.3 million from 1990 today came from AIPAC to his pocket. That's why he wants people to be quiet. He's bought off. He's putting his career above humanity, and that's what they're doing, and that's why they're willing to let the ruling class take what we need, our health care, our schools, all these things are taken so they can supply their military budget and all the things that they're doing. But I got to go to Venezuela, and I got to see what they were doing in the communes and how they were building socialism and how they were really building democracy. And they talk about this is about democracy. Well, then why did you kidnap their leadership? Why in Venezuela? This is about democracy. Why did you have a coup? Try to have a coup against Hugo Chavez? If this is about democracy. Why are you talking about taking you're going to put the leadership in Iran? That ain't democracy, and it's not democracy when they come down, the cops from NYPD, I'm from LA, and I see the cops, they do the same thing. They beat us down, black and brown folks, and they try to put us into submission when we fight, and we try to fight back. Well, that's not gonna win. That's not gonna win. We're gonna get together, and we're gonna do what we gotta do, and we're gonna honor the legacy of the first combatant, Celia Flores, who after the coup, she kept it going. She's strong, And Nicolas Maduro, I went there and I saw how he was greeted and how he was loved by the people. What they tell you here isn't really true. Sometimes you got to go and check it out. So we know that this is our fight. This is a fight about oil. This is a fight about an economy that just can't do what it needed to do. So it tries to bet on Wall Street and use the military. And we know that that's not in our interest. And we're going to keep on fighting. And we're going to keep on fighting to Maduro, Flores. We're going to keep on fighting for you until you lose. Release them now and jail Trump. Release them and jail Trump. Bring on Joyce from Baltimore.
Fight for our rights. Fight for our rights. I am representing the People's Power Assembly from Baltimore, Maryland. We have driven here in a caravan all this distance to show our support for Venezuela, for their falsely imprisoned leaders, both President Nicolas Maduro and combatant and deputy of the National Assembly of Venezuela. They were kidnapped by the United States military and are prisoners of war at the Brooklyn, New York City Detention Center. Woo! We are demanding that they be free. Right. Baltimore owes a debt to the Bolivian Revolution of Venezuela, who now unhoused, had no heat. Venezuela came to the rescue. The millions and millions of dollars spent by the U.S. government to wage war for oil profits on Venezuela, to kidnap and imprison their leaders, could be spent in our city to house the unhoused, to provide jobs, to take care of the sick. And yet, they did what they did. We know what it's like to have our loved ones locked up for no reason. Duryea Green, the husband of Miss Van Green, who's standing right here, is here today who's here today. Her husband's still locked up after 25 years for a crime he did not commit. Shame, shame, shame. We represent the people of Baltimore, and we're tired of endless war, ICE, and racist police attacks. We say bring them home now. No war in Venezuela. Free Maduro and free Flores. Fight, fight!
My brain is gone. So I'm going to just... I had a stroke 3 years ago, and I can't remember names. I remember I hate the cops, so I hate the pigs, and I hate the ICE, and I hate all of them, and I love the people who fight back, like Suzanne Ross.
Greetings everybody. You know, it's so depressing in some ways to come to see President Maduro and Senior Flores here to not see them and to visit, to be there in solidarity with them inside that courtyard. So it's very, very depressing in one way. You know, I mean, I was in Venezuela several times and, you know, of course celebrated with them and so on, and they were also from New York, and they were in New York City visiting, and so on and so on. We saw them dancing, you know, at different moments in history. Yeah. But the positive side is to be here and know that a caravan came from Baltimore. To see you all here and make the connection between the prisons, the mass incarceration in this country, and the mass incarceration that the United States is imposing on the whole world. So thank you so much to all of you coming from Boston, who went through Philadelphia, and who brought that here. I mean, it is hard to believe it's not like people are rich and can just travel, and people have jobs, and with all that, you all came here. Hats off to all of you. Three cheers for the great caravan. Three cheers for the great caravan. And that is a really inspiring example you give to all of us. And I'm so happy to be here with you. And you all can come to my house in New York to have dinner. So, I'm too cold to have my Mumia sweatshirt show. But I've been doing support work for Mumia for the past 30 years or so. And he's, of course, a hero of mine, as well as he is from thousands and thousands of people. And the day Maduro, the two people, both of them were captured, kidnapped, before, you know, I called William and said, do you think it would be good to get a message from Mumia? But of course William said yes. But Mumia had already put out 2 statements before any of us could reach him. He had already put out 2 statements. That's how strongly he felt. This anti-imperialist, for the phenomenal anti-imperialist that Mumia is, that he saw this moment as one where he had to speak before anybody called him. And you know how hard it is to get a message out of a prison. I asked him to call, I was able to reach him, not by phone, but by email, or somebody reached him for me. And I said, could you call between 6 and 6:30, right here, was it the 3rd of February that we were here? Whatever. Anyway, so at 6 o'clock sharp, he called. He was so eager to speak. He was so eager to get this word out to the whole world. So you know, many of you have heard this statement. I'll just say the essence of it. He called it, number one, a kidnapping. You know, you all saw that, right? Because that word went out. So he called it a kidnapping. And number 2, he called the oil deal a stick up. And, you know, everybody responded to that. For him to say that so quickly and put that together, thank you, Mumia. Thank you, Mumia. Thank you, the Venezuelan revolution that inspires Mumia like that. So it's a mutual. Somebody was trying to tell me the other day that a message that our work, our international work, should be to get people to support Mumia and not the other way around. And I said, what? That's not the kind of solidarity we talk about. The solidarity we talk about goes back and forth. Goes back and forth. So Venezuela has always given us a home. Every time I've been in Venezuela, I've been able to speak everywhere and so on. And statements from Mumia are always welcomed and so on. And on the other hand, it works the other way around. That we, of course, put out all the statements from Venezuela. So it's in that spirit that I speak about international solidarity. It's not something mechanical. It's a deep, deep acknowledgement of the unity of all our struggles. It is a deep acknowledgement. And when I come here, and you know, before I was only here about 3 minutes, and I'm hearing a chant already about Mumia and a chant about Venezuela. It's one struggle. It's one struggle. That's the kind of unity we're building. And so I thank you all for being here. I'm so happy to be with all of you. And thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you. Bring them back. Bring them back. William, let's go.
All right, guys. First of all, I'm extremely happy that you are coming here from Baltimore and Caravan and Philip to show solidarity to the Venezuelan president and the first lady of Venezuela that are here incarcerated after the kidnapping that took place in Caracas, Venezuela a few months ago. This is a turning point for Latin America. A president, you know, we are accustomed that they have done things like that. Remember that they did the same thing to Aristide? Yeah. They did the same thing to the Panamanian president. But in this case, it's a big difference. And the Panamanian president was no elected president. He was involved in narco traffic. In this case is more similar to the case of Aristide in Haiti. First, because they accused, in the case of Venezuela, they accused the Venezuelan president of being a narco trafficker, of being chief of the cartel de los soles. And now, thanks to them, you know, one day after he was here in this miserable prison, incarcerated, the Attorney General recognized the cartel de los soles doesn't exist. So, how is that possible? But something we know that exists. We know that Jeffrey Epstein file exists. And we know that Donald Trump is there thousands and thousands of times. So, we know that President Maduro and First Lady Celia Flores are innocent. And we are here just to denounce the United States Department of Justice to this justice, yes, and to basically denounce what they have done here. And we also have to remember that they have done what they attack against Venezuela because they think that they are they can do whatever they want without paying any consequence. Especially after what happened in Gaza and Palestine. After the genocide that they organized against the Palestinian people, that no one has paid any consequence. So now they believe that they can do the same thing all over the planet. They have done, you know, as soon as they kidnap Venezuelan president, beast that is in the White House threat Mexico, he threat Colombia, he put a bunch of threat to Cuba, he was threatening Canada, he has been threatening Greenlandia, he has been threatening Europe, he has been throwing bombs in Africa and Nigeria, and now he is basically attacking Iran. Iran that is the only country that has not attacked anyone, that has not attacked any country in the neighborhood. But we know who is attacking all those countries around there in the Middle East. We know that Israel, the criminal state of Israel, that has been financed with the tax dollar of the American citizens. So that Zionism is in control here. So we know that every time that the Congress gets beginning and are talking about foreign policy, internal policies, they are receiving payment from the monster of Israel, Netanyahu. They are being able to be bought. They bought the Congress, they bought the government, they bought the entire justice system of the city, of the country. And we have to fight back. We need to make everything possible this coming election to make sure that we will get people that don't get money from the AIPAC evil organization and the Congress. So we have to make also everything possible to come here every time that we can, to sacrifice our time, to come here, to show solidarity to the Venezuelan people, to the President of Venezuela and to the First Lady, to let them know that people outside, people here in the United States know that they commit a crime. And the people here love President Maduro and love First Lady Celia Flores. So, again, thank you very much for being here. I just want to mention the 26th of March is the hearing in court, and we want to make a strong presence there. We want to have a bunch of people there just to let them know that everybody knows that that fucking trial is a fake. So let's show up, if we can, please show up this coming 26th early in the front of the court in downtown Manhattan, and let's make a lot of noise. Thank you very much. Free Maduro, free Celia. Thank you, guys.
I should just say, William Kamikaro is with the Alliance for Global Justice, as well as the reason that we were able to get a delegation to go to Venezuela. We've been working a long time, and it's an honor to be here and hear from William. Now, next, I think we're going to bring up one of the leaders of the People's Power Assembly in Baltimore, who's also a drummer. I guess he got that drum on him. Yeah. Carrington.
Free Maduro, free them all!
Free Maduro, free them all!
Free Mumia Abu Jamal!
Free Mumia Abu Jamal!
Free Flores, free them all!
Free Flores, free them all!
Free Mumia Abu Jamal!
Free Mumia Abu Jamal!
Good afternoon, sisters, brothers, and siblings. My name is Carrington. I'm with the People's Power Assembly. I'm also a worker at a museum in Baltimore, the Walters Art Museum, and a member of the union there, Local 930, Walters Workers United. I'm gonna keep it brief. All I really have to say is what's going on. Everyone said it already. The struggles are all connected. As Mamiya said, the beautiful metaphor, the beautiful yet horrifying metaphor, that what the U.S. is doing is a stick up on black and brown and oppressed people of the world, and that stick up is waged with the weapons and the mindset of white supremacy. And white supremacy is nothing more than one of the symptoms of capitalism. So we know that our enemy is capitalism, and we know that the only solution to beating this enemy is not reform, is not with putting effort into politicians, but with people's power, with revolution. It is revolution that will bring down these walls. It is people's power that'll bring down these walls. It is people's power that'll bring back Maduro, that'll bring back Flores, that'll bring back Mumia Abu Jamal, that'll free all the prisoners from Baltimore. We were in Philadelphia today. We're out in New York now. The black population is locked up in these prisons because of capital punishment. Iran is being bombed because of capital punishment, because they don't want to give up their oil.
Venezuela got their president kidnapped and their people embarrassed because of capital punishment. Haiti has been put under the boot of U.S. imperialism for ages because of capital punishment for being the only successful slave revolution on this planet. It is nothing more than the white supremacists trying their damn hardest to keep the boot on the neck of the world, of the oppressed and working class that is rising. The working class is rising, the consciousness is rising, and they are scared. And they are scared, and that's why the boots come down so hard. That's why the bullets fly so fast now, and that's why we see missiles and bombs dropping on schools, because they need to destroy the people. They need to destroy the will of the people. They need to destroy the children. They need to destroy families. They need to destroy these things that people want to fight and people want to care for, because if you have nothing to fight or care for, you don't want to join the struggle. But it's due to your love of all those things that you care for that you need to give everything you have to that struggle. And that struggle is the struggle to defeat capitalism, to defeat white supremacy, and build socialism through revolution. Thank you, and that's it.
Yes, now we're gonna bring up our fearless leader. Come on, Miss Sharon. Come on, First
No one can say it better than Comrade Carrington. But I wanted to make a few short points and really talk to all of us who've gathered here, come from Baltimore, come from New York, about this case. I can't imagine, in all of my imagination, how difficult it must be for President Maduro and combatant Celia Flores. I can't imagine rotting behind these walls, not knowing what's happening in Venezuela, not knowing what's happening in the world, and also being tortured. So I think one of the duties that we have, amongst all the other things that we're protesting, is to keep this case in the minds of everyone, everywhere we can go, and to educate about it. And it's difficult. It's just like Mumia. People have held out for decades, I believe, talking about Mumia, and we need to do the same until we free them. That has to happen. And it could take a long time, but it could take a short time. A lot depends on the world situation. So I just wanted to make that appeal to us, to not give up no matter how hard it is, to not stop no matter how difficult it is, and to keep their case in our hearts and minds and in our actions even more than in our minds. Second point I want to make is that really what's happening is a global war against the poor and the oppressed and the working class of the world. I don't care whether it's in West Asia, Africa, South America, and anywhere else in the globe, because that's what this is all about. It's not just about any commodity. A lot of time we talk about it. It's about the control of that. And really, ultimately, this war is also aimed at China. It's aimed at Russia. It's aimed at the world's people, because who is going to suffer the most? And that's what I wanted to end with the last point, is that we definitely keep hope alive, because we are hopeful and we are optimistic. We're looking forward to May Day. There's no work, no school, no shopping. We're looking forward to proposing general strikes. We're looking forward to preparing resistance in any form that it comes. Because this war that I'm talking about, this global war, is also waged against the people in Baltimore, the people right here in Brooklyn, and all around the country. And it's our fellow workers, our fellow community members, our fellow students that will end this global war. And as Carrington said so eloquently, it's our resistance, our war against their war, that will end capitalism, that will end imperialism, and that we will win socialism, because that's the only solution out of this horrible, decadent, violent, evil, rotten mess that we're watching before our eyes. So I gotta say, long live the Iranian people, long live the Venezuelan people, long live the people of Cuba, long live the working class all around the world. And thank you all.
All right. let's keep it going. I'm getting kind of hungry though, you know. I want an egg sandwich. But damn, the egg sandwich, oh my God, it went up 238%. Inflation, $1, now $4. I'll just eat the bread. All the bread, 152% went up inflation. Oh my God, I'll just get some milk. Oh my God, that went up to, oh, I guess I can't eat. I guess I can't have health care. You know, so what? But we don't have to give up because the nurses here and in LA, they struck and they won and they kicked ICE out of their hospitals. And they got more staffing so that now people can live. You know, they can treat the folks who need to be treated. So we ain't gonna win. And some other folks from People's Power Assembly are here who aren't gonna give up either, and they're gonna give us some wisdom. Antonio.
Hello, my name is Antonio, and I'm here to represent People's Power Assembly and representing Baltimore, where I'm from. ICE need to get out the state and cities because they kidnapping our people, and you know, police need to stop what they doing. They getting all this money to kill people, and it's not right. And they get too comfortable with their job, and you know, they need to stop what they doing. You know, it's not that serious. You know, they put to protect us, but they're not protecting us. They're killing our people. You know, and we are American. You know, whether we're black or white. You know, but most of the black people getting killed by police, and it's not right. You know, we need to come together as a people to stop police and ICE, to kick them out of our city and town because they don't belong here, killing our people, harassing our people. They need to stop what they're doing, and they need to take all this money from them because they're not supposed to have all this money. What they're doing, you know, they're supposed to protect us. It's more like, you know, I don't know, Maduro got killed. Darius Hawkins got killed by police, and it shouldn't happen. They should be still alive today. Darnell Rochester, you know, they should be here today. Darnell Rochester is only 18 years old. He got killed by police. It shouldn't happen. He should be here today with his family. He should be graduated. Should have graduated before he got killed. He was, you know, Oscar Grant III. He's Trayvon Martin. They should all be here today. You know, it shouldn't happen that way. You know, but it did happen, and that's all I want to say. Thank you.
Now we're gonna hear from Miss Van, People's Power Assembly. Versus Solidarity. Let's go. Oh, you gonna hold it? Thank you. As I stand here today, and solidarity is cool as hell, but I'm staying here today because I ain't going nowhere. That's right. I want to just thank everybody for standing here today. We stand together. We ain't going no damn way. We're going to stand and we're going to have a fight. We're going to fight to the end. Well, my husband gotten good news as far as his case being held. His conviction, his post-conviction was failed through an attorney who said he filed a post-conviction but never did. Happened to find out after we paid $7,000 to this attorney, he was debarred from the bench. They pushed his parole hearing until December the 22nd of 2026. But thanks to Alec, who could not be here today, got his parole hearing pushed this month, March the 10th of 2026. I'm gonna keep rooting and fighting for Duryea Green and Mamiya. Mamiya is a man that stands behind the walls, who's fighting as hard as people that have their freedom. We're not going to back down. We're not going to turn our collars down. We're going to keep fighting, being boots on the ground. This is what we do. Right fist up, boots on the ground. We don't turn our heads left to right, but we're going to keep fighting. I love y'all.
You know, every time they talk about Iran and Venezuela and bombing, the stocks and the military industrial complex, they go way up. They make a lot of money. That's why you got to pay for the. I missed the line. That's why you got to pay for that. That sandwich is so expensive. The military money, all that money is going to the military. The next person is also from People's Power Assembly, and where's Andrew? Right over here. And you see, there's a lot of the placards and all that kind of literature and the press releases and everything. I gotta thank Andrew. I want to take the credit, but
Thanks, John. John Parker, everybody. We're really tasked with talking about why we're here. Why did we come all the way to New York to support Maduro? The last time I was here is me, John, and Kenesha, January, the same week he was kidnapped. We were up here and somebody's walking out, a critic, a skeptic, who said, "What did this guy do for you? What did this guy ever do for you?" And I said, "Well, he heated the houses in Baltimore. After Hurricane Katrina happened and the spikes in the oil, he provided free and heavily discounted heating oil to specifically low-income houses in Baltimore City." And he said, they were going to get oil anyway. And I said, "Okay, you have a good one, sir." But I also want to give you another short version of why I'm here today. Short version is I'm Filipino. The Philippines, the Latin American countries, the South American countries, we're all cousins. We have a lot in common because we were first colonized by Spain. That's why, the Latin American, Caribbean, South American countries speak Spanish. We got out without speaking too much Spanish, the Filipinos, but a lot of the Spanish language made it into our language, and a lot of the Spanish food made it into our food. But what we also share in common, especially Cuba, Puerto Rico, Venezuela too, is that we came under U.S. domination. They were sold off from Spain to the United States for a paltry, $20 million? It's not a lot of money for a lot of territory. It was because Spain was dying as an empire and the U.S. was becoming the new #1 empire of the world. But the difference between Cuba and Venezuela with the Philippines is that the people have fought back. Not that there isn't a fight back in the Philippines. Trust me, there is. And they will win. But Cuba and Venezuela are a model of what the Philippines could be, of what it looks like when people are in control of their own natural resources, of their own labor. The Philippines, while it may not have oil, has everything else. It is rich in resources. The Philippines is rich, but the people are poor. And it's because the U.S. is in charge. Cuba and Venezuela have shown us a roadmap, a blueprint for what it means and what it looks like for people to take charge, the mass majority of people to take control of their own destiny. So when I see Maduro, that's like one of my union leaders becoming the president. That's like your union local leader becoming president. It's your fellow worker becoming president. It's someone in the Philippines National Democratic movement becoming president. He's one of ours. Celia Flores is one of ours. She refuses to accept the name First Lady. But that's what they call the president's wife here. She refuses the name. She's first combatant. She understands that she is part of a fighting movement, a movement that must fight and that does fight and wins. So that's why I'm here. Thank you, everybody.
Yes, and now we'll hear from Mr. Andre. Yes. It's okay. Together
Good evening, sisters, brothers, and siblings. My name is Andre Powell, and I came up here from Baltimore. I'm part of this Baltimore branch of the Struggle for Socialism Party. And that's part of what's at the heart of why President Maduro and first combatant Celia Flores are locked, incarcerated inside these cruel, cruel housing places. We hear Trump say he wants regime change, but you also know about half of us, a third of us should certainly remember, Trump isn't the first one that sits and calls for regime change. I think President Obama did it in several of his State of the Union addresses. Joe Biden did it in several of his State of the Union addresses. I'm counting my presidents backwards, so it may take a moment for Obama. George Bush Jr. certainly used it, calling for regime change, and so did his father, George Bush Sr. But what the U.S. administrations, one after the other, what they should learn and what they should know. It is not up to any U.S. government, any U.S. administration to determine what is to be done with the country of Venezuela. That right belongs to the people of Venezuela, who have the right to their own self-determination without the influence of imperialism, whether it's U.S. imperialism, whether it's European imperialism. Venezuela is a sovereign country, and we are so glad that they had a president, Hugo Chavez, who saw the need to put in place programs that will uplift the people of Venezuela. Now, the U.S. governments and administrations, they also claim they want a regime change in Cuba. When our most honored brother, Comrade Fidel, was living, they kept singing, "We need to get rid of Fidel, we need to get rid of Fidel." Well, Fidel reached his 80s and decided to retire. And now, they have a new president. After Fidel, it was his brother Raul. Raul retired, and now it's President Miguel Diaz. And what that shows, that it's the leader of the country is there, but the leader of his country is nothing without the support of the people of that country. And the people of Venezuela have shown time and time again that they support Chavez, they support Maduro. They are still calling for the return of their president to his rightful home in Venezuela. The people have shown that after the passing of Fidel and the resigning of his brother Raul, and with the new election of Miguel Diaz, the people of Cuba supporting their country, and they are supporting the socialism that has been built in Cuba and brought a tremendous improvement in the quality of life for the people of Cuba. Once again, we hear the U.S. saying we need regime change in Iran. Well, it seems there's something in the ground that they want in Iran. The same thing that's in Venezuela is oil. But let's jump over to Africa. And we're going to visit the country of Zimbabwe. They had a tremendous revolution in Zimbabwe. Chased out Ian Smith, who had been president of what was called Rhodesia back then, when I was this tall. and that's been a number of decades, of course. They continued to say we need regime change. But the people of Zimbabwe had several elections and re-elected Robert Mugabe as president. After the death of President Robert Mugabe in Zimbabwe, they elected another president under the leadership of ZANU-PF. And still the U.S. is saying, we don't like this, we want regime change. We're here to stand tall and tell the U.S., it ain't up to you. It's up to the people of Zimbabwe to determine who their elected leader is, and they have determined that they will live under the direction of ZANU-PF and its presidential candidate, whose name I can't remember. You figured that out already, sure. Just as the people of Cuba stand tall, and they have the back of President Miguel Diaz. The people of Venezuela have the back of President Maduro and first combatant Celia Flores. The U.S. wants to learn the hard way. Regime change is never going to happen in those countries. The people of the country support the socialism that they are building. And it would be so much better if the U.S. took its hands, kept its hands away, stopped pouring money into organizations that work against the legitimate government, just like they did in the 1990s when Colonel Oliver North was put on trial, not that it amounted to anything, in the U.S. Senate for selling drugs in the United States, filtering the money from those drugs to pay the Contras, who were an illegitimate army organization that fought against the revolutionary Sandinista government. Nicaragua stands today building its own brand of socialism. It stands tall because it has the support of its people. Daniel Ortega is president after the Nicaraguan Revolution on July 19, 1979. It's one of my favorite days of the year. And of course, the U.S. poured lots of money into their next election cycle and ended up getting Violeta Chamorro elected as president. But perhaps 10 to 15 years later, once again, the people of Nicaragua made it loud and clear and re-elected Danny Ortega as president of Nicaragua. And today still, Danny Ortega is the president of Nicaragua. So we stand with these countries against U.S. imperialism. The real, true regime change we need is here in the U.S. and Great Britain and France and Germany and some other countries too. The real regime change is the abolition of capitalism. The abolition of capitalism, and to work toward building a movement toward building socialism where the people's needs are met. All these speakers have spoke so eloquently of the need to meet people's needs, where there is proper health care, where there is decent education, where there is decent housing. As I'm driving through New York City and Brooklyn, and I'm seeing poor, rundown housing, just like in Baltimore. Socialism works to eradicate poverty and poor housing. So we stand here and we say hello to our brother Maduro and our sister Celia Flores. We stand with you. We stand with the people of Venezuela. We will continue our fight to free you. We will continue our fight to support the right of the Venezuelan people to build socialism and their right to their own self-determination. Thank you so very much.
Jazz, come on up, babe.
Everyone, my name is Jess. I'm a member of the People's Power Assembly and also a member of the Struggle for Socialism Party. It's cold, we're all tired. We did a 200-mile trek up here, so I'm just going to keep it brief. Raise your hand if you've ever had your electricity cut off because you couldn't afford a payment. Now raise your hand if you've ever had a high electric bill. A really high electric bill. Yes. That's what the people of Venezuela, the people of Cuba experience with the rolling blackouts owned by private corporations that the U.S. has their filthy, filthy hands in. The same way that when Maduro and Flores were kidnapped, it was all because of their oil. It was a stick-up. It was a setup. I'm just going to keep it very brief. The reason why I'm here today is because the people who don't think this is coming to their doorstep, it already has. And that's why I use that example of the electric bill. And now you have something that you can counter the propaganda with. Because it's very easy. It's very easy when you're just sitting in your house and thinking, how is any of this connected to me? And I like what a lot of people have said earlier, making the eloquent connections between it. Because if you don't think it's coming to your doorstep, it already has. You have a place in the struggle. You will always have a place in the struggle. I will end with the Asada chant because I feel that is so important and connected to that. It is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to win. It is our duty to win. We must love each other and support each other. We must love each other and support each other. We have nothing to lose but our chains. We have nothing to lose but our chains. Now really loud so they can hear you in there. Yes, come on. It is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to win. It is our duty to win. We must love each other and support each other. We must love each other and support each other. We have nothing to lose but our chains. We have nothing to lose but our chains. President Maduro and First Combatant Flores, I don't know if you can hear me since the big microphone got taken away, but I just wanted to say that the people of Baltimore who have come here today, traveled 200 miles up here, express our deepest solidarity with you. Yes. We are here to fight for your freedom and your immediate return to Venezuela. The people love you, will support you, and we will always be here for you. Thank you. Thank you everybody for coming out. Thank you for taking that strike. Let's fight back.